Hey, Jared Dodson coming to you with the Garage Game Series judging seminar, putting together another video of tips. 13.3, we've seen this workout before. 150 wall balls, 90 double unders, 30 muscle ups, as many reps as possible in 12 minutes. This is going to be a pretty difficult one to judge. I always think that wall balls are probably the most difficult movement to judge. It may just be that I hate wall balls. It could go either way. But I want to go over a couple of things that we go over at the judging seminar. If you are interested in taking the judging seminar class that we offer through the Garage Game Series, you can look us up at thegaragegames.com and look under community. You can see the judging seminars that we have coming in your area. So Ellie's going to help me out with the wall balls. Now here at CrossFit Birmingham, we typically, guys shoot for the 10-foot target, ladies shoot for the 8-foot target. HQ has asked us to shoot for a 9-foot target with a 14-pound ball. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got a 14-pound ball. In this case, Ellie's going to be going for it. And we still have our tape mark up on the wall from last year's 12.4, I believe it is. So the standard's going to be the ball has got to reach the target. And at the bottom of the movement, she's going to need to drop into a squat below parallel. This movement becomes difficult to judge for two reasons. You've got to keep your eyes in two different locations. You've got to make sure that the ball hits the target, and you've also got to change your line of vision to make sure that her hip crease gets below parallel. That is going to be impossible to do. Go ahead and do a couple wall balls. From this position. It becomes increasingly more impossible to watch to make sure that that ball hits the target and she's getting below, hip crease below parallel. To properly do this, I'm going to have to come to the side to make sure that she can get that. That's a no rep. There she can stop, by the way. I've got to come to the side to make sure that she's getting below parallel as well as hitting the target. Now, this has a huge accuracy component. She's got to make sure and hit the target. This is where the bulk of the workout's going to be. 150 wall balls is going to take the majority of the 12 minutes for most people. Maybe not her, but will for me. So, you've got to make sure that that ball hits the target as well as the hip crease becomes below parallel. So we can see a couple of faults where she doesn't hit the target, and then we'll go to not below parallel. So she's a little below there, get higher, below there, below, get it higher, there. Now she's just missing the wall. You've got to hit the wall. There you go. And then you're also going to see where the hip crease doesn't go below parallel, and you're still getting below parallel. There you go. You're going to see that little power position come into play where she doesn't quite get below parallel. These are all no reps from the stop. You've got to make sure that she hits the target as well as gets below parallel on the bottom of the squat. So once we get through 150 of those, or in my particular case, 150 wall balls and about 30 no reps, we'll move over to double unders. Once again, these are going to be difficult to judge for a couple of different reasons. Mainly because you can't see them. So you're really going to have to use all of your senses at this point, and that you're going to have to watch to make sure that she gets double unders, as well as listen to make sure that the spin is there. Now we're going for successful double unders, not double under attempts. So if she trips and hits her shins, that's a no rep. You're actually going to go back to the rep before that. So let's see some double unders. Although if you can hear that, we can actually hear the spin, and that's what you're going to be looking for. So we're going to count up 90 double unders. Once again, you've got to make sure that the rope successfully goes underneath the feet. So if it hits the shins, catches on the toe, catches on the back of the heel, that's a no rep. You're starting back. If it catches on rep 65, you're back at 64. So once she gets through the 90 double unders, we're going to move on to the muscle ups. You're going to have to walk with me. But I'm actually going to talk through this because Ellie's saving her shoulders. A couple of faults that you're going to see with regards to the muscle ups is you've got to make sure that there's a full turnout at the bottom and there's a full extension at the top. One of the things, we actually saw this last night in the demonstration, I believe Kristen Clever was no rep for it a couple of times. Your feet cannot rise above your hips and shoulders in the course of your kip. So, I didn't quite get that all the way up. But if your hips get above, your feet get above your shoulders and your hips, that's a no rep. So once again, from a judging standpoint, I'm going to need to stand to the side of the muscle up attempts to make sure that that person is successfully getting through the range of motion. to see it, and then full extension, and then full extension at the bottom. So those are your 30 muscle ups. Fairly easy to judge, making sure that those hips do not get above the shoulder level. So we've got 150 wall balls. Be sure and stand to the side. You're looking for making sure that the ball hits the target, hip crease becomes below parallel. Double unders, you want to make sure that the rope passes underneath the feet. And then muscle ups, you're going to make sure you've got full extension at the bottom and then full extension at the top. So if you have any questions or any problems, you can hit me up on Twitter at @TheGarageGames, Jared, Jarrod, at TheGarageGames.com. Send me an email, and if you got any questions, holler at me later. Thanks.